Hi guys, welcome to Full Lives. I'm at RIIDL, which is the innovation lab of Somaiya Vidyavihar. RIIDL stands for Research, Innovation, Incubation Design Lab, and RIIDL is founded by Gaurang Shetty. So today let us have a detailed conversation with Gaurang as to how this journey of RIIDL he took it forward. So Gaurang,
Sure.
welcome to Full
Right.
Lives.
Right.
Tell us something about RIIDL in brief.
Yeah. So RIIDL started in 2010. We were just engineering graduates and we started from the canteen. And when we started, we found this opportunity wherein most of these projects which are done in the engineering college, most of them go to scrap.
Okay.
And hardly any of these projects went out in the market which actually solved a real problem. And you must be knowing like most of these students spend like on an average 5,000 rupees per project. So you can imagine the number of projects done only in the engineering college. There were more than 400 projects done only in the engineering college. And now do the math, like 400 into 5,000 into 4 people in one group, it becomes a huge number. And we took this opportunity and we went to the trustee, Sri Samir Soma, and we made a proposal to him. What if we can create a facilitating center wherein we can help these students make better projects which can go out in the market? And Samir sir also understood what we are trying to tell and he supported us with a small seed fund to accelerate this entire platform.
Okay, okay. So Gaurang did his diploma and in engineering, and subsequently he pursued other engineering courses. So at that time he got the idea that why not convert these projects into some viable proposition, and he thought of that there is a need for an incubation center. And I think in our campus this incubation center was missing.
Yeah.
So you got the first mover advantage of starting an incubation center right at Somaiya Vidyavihar. So that was
Yeah.
the unique aspect of it. I think you started this RIIDL with two of your friends.
Yeah.
And when the journey of RIIDL went ahead, two of your friends they walked out.
Yeah.
So how difficult or easy the journey was in its formative years? Could you just elaborate on it?
So the journey was never easy. So most of the startup founders would tell that, right? The journey is always like you learn a lot of things when you actually pass time and you meet a lot of people. So I stumbled upon a mentor whom I met, and that's how this entire thing for me transformed. And that's how actually the real riddle was born, wherein we actually discovered that there are a lot of these entrepreneurs who have gained benefit from the ecosystem. So we created an ecosystem for RIIDL itself. So for example, we have like three buckets for RIIDL. The first bucket is the community bucket, the second bucket is the lab bucket, and the third bucket is the incubation bucket.
Incubation
So
bucket.
what we do is in community we have like community of entrepreneurs, community of investors, community of innovators. So whenever there is a new innovator who jumps in, we connect him to this community of people.
Okay.
The second bucket is the lab bucket. So once you get connected to the innovator or the entrepreneur or the investor, so they drill you about specific questions. Who will use your product? Is there a paying customer right now? So what we do is we help him design the prototype, build the prototype here, and go to at least 50 to 100 customers, so that the customers can give him a real feedback. Are they willing to pay money right now? Is this a viable product? Is this a scalable product? So after that, we help them go to the incubation program. So when he jumps into the incubation program, he's ready with all these teething problems. He is ready with all the solutions for these teething problems. So for example, we had like an entrepreneur who was in the third year of engineering, and we had few entrepreneurs from different backgrounds, from commerce, from BMM, from arts. So most of these entrepreneurs, they come to us, and once they have that proof of concept in their hand, then they are very confident enough. Then they go to their customers, then they gather data, and once they apply to the incubation process, they automatically have most of the parameters required for preparing a business plan
Okay.
or a pitch deck. So that actually helps them to go in front of an investor and raise money, or go to their customers and sell the product very easily and very quickly.
So guys, if you have any idea or you're thinking around some concepts, just walk to RIIDL, and the necessary support system would be provided by RIIDL by virtue of those three labs. Normally, most of the incubation centers they accept students with ideas, and then they think over those ideas. They provide the necessary strategy,
Yeah.
funding,
Yeah.
and they connect them to appropriate sources and all. And somehow they try to see that how this idea can be converted into a viable business
Correct.
opportunities. So that is essentially the work of RIIDL. Now, Gaurang, just tell us about that. Till now, so far, what innovation and what new things you all have done at RIIDL, and how it has benefited our society and our students. Could you just elaborate on this front?
Yeah, so we have couple of startups, like few of our startups, like naming a few, the Indra Water is one of our startups. So they have made a water treatment and purification device. So currently, what happens in the industry is you must be hearing news like most of these industry throw their waste in water in the rivers and they pollute it. So many of these jeans manufacturing companies they just throw off waters in the river. So usually what they have to do is they have to build STPs like sewage treatment plants. So these plants actually catch this water, purify it, and then give it back to the company to use. But then these sewage treatment plants require a huge footprint area. So they require like more than 800 square feet or say 1000 square feet area wherein they can build these big holes and then they add bacteria in that water. The bacteria treats it. It's a huge process. So what this startup has done is, so they are alumni of the engineering college. They went to the US to do their masters and they came back and they started this company. So they built a refrigerator like a model wherein they use electrocoagulation to treat water, and it does the water purification within a square like within like say 50 to 100 square feet,
Okay.
and the entire factory's requirement is fulfilled with that unit.
So this is a breakthrough solution
Yeah.
where your space is saved, your money is saved, and,
Yeah.
and you can set up a sewage
And it
treatment plant.
does it continuously. So the STB plant does not treat water continuously. You have to wait for it for 3 days, 4 days to set up. But then this particular plant can do it continuously
So
on the
this
go.
Indira water purification,
Yeah.
it is solving the industrial problems which we
Industrial,
have,
yeah.
and most of the rivers are getting polluted
Many of the housing societies also are approaching them to install it in their buildings,
in their buildings.
so that their water from the washroom,
Okay.
from the basin, wash basin, from their
Okay.
bathroom, everything is collected and reused. Yeah.
So other than Indra, you all have developed a chessboard,
Yeah.
which is known as Square Off. And when you see this chessboard, it's driven by AI and ML,
Yeah.
and you get the feel that you are playing this chess with a ghost.
Yeah.
And this has become very popular
Yeah.
in most of the forums. So could you just tell about this Square Off idea? I think it was your idea.
Yeah.
You all have got it patented,
Yeah.
and I think you have sold that patent also maybe.
So what we had done is, so I play a lot of chess, and there were two students who were working, who had applied to RIIDL to work on an idea on a project. So they had no clue. So when they came to RIIDL, so I told them that can you make this board a reality wherein I play a move on the board and the coins automatically move, similar to the movie Harry Potter wherein Harry commands the chess piece to move and the coins automatically move. So they took up that idea positively and they started working on it. And over a period of 2 years, they built this beautiful board, and we have more than 10,000 happy customers now.
Okay.
And we did a successful crowdfunding campaign wherein we raised more than $500,000 online. And apart from that, we also like raised multiple investments, over $2 million in investments. And they have a team of over 20 people, 20 employees now. And these employees have like average experience of more than 10 years.
Okay. So you all have a startup school program. I think
Yeah.
it's a 6-month diploma program where.
Yeah.
Can you just tell about like in the startup school program what all you teach students and who can enroll in it?
Yeah. So the previous batch of startup school was very interesting. So we had a 11-year-old boy, and the oldest participant was more than 50 years old.
Okay.
So it was very interesting to see what they had developed during the course. So we have more than 4 startups now from the course, and I'll tell you about the course in short. So we have 4 modules in that course. The first module is design thinking, wherein we help you understand what the problem is all about, and then what solution you can make.
Okay.
The second module is prototype development, wherein you build prototype.
Prototype of that
Yeah.
actual version.
The third module is mentor arts, wherein you actually meet mentors and meet investors, and then you validate your idea more. And the fourth is deployment. And what we do is during this entire coursework, we actually help them build real prototypes, and we help them go out to meet real customers. And at the end of the program, we take them to China, wherein the last batch was taken to China, so then they can understand how the business dynamics of Chinese manufacturers or Chinese startups work.
Yeah, yeah.
And they also get to learn a lot about their expertise, their business expertise, and we have a lot of partners there now who help our startups accelerate there.
So this startup school program, it
Yeah.
handhelds
Yeah.
the innovators
Yeah. And it's a full sponsor trip. The students can get a full sponsor trip to China, and they can like learn about their ecosystem, their businesses. And most of these top companies, including Apple, they all manufacture in China. So you know that they are one of the best in the world. So so that's why we chose that as a destination for our entrepreneurs to get acquainted.
And faculties are basically who themselves have
Yeah.
run successful
Yeah.
startups and,
Yeah.
and they have a lot of exposure. So all those people, they come and they're part of this
Yeah.
program. I think it's a weekend program.
It's a weekend program. So for example, last year we had like the Facebook team coming and teaching digital marketing. Then we had Dharmendra, who's the founder of FarmEasy. He taught about business plan, business model.
Okay.
We had someone from IIT Bombay startup, Suhani Mohan. So she is a founder of Saral Designs, which manufactures sanitary napkins. So she taught about finance because she herself is from finance background. So we had someone who had branded Sula wines and Rujuta Devekar's book, and so Kruti Saraya, she actually taught branding. So we have such experts who come down and who spend time with our startups and who give them that value add.
So that grooming is provided
Yeah.
by all experts who have necessary
Yeah.
knowledge and expertise and all. Now, Gaurang, could you tell our students, many of our students, they find it difficult to make their business plan, though they have an idea, but they're not able to make that plan. Maybe they're not able to draw their model and all because that support is not there. So could you tell us in short, what our students can do to make a business model or a business plan?
So I think like Google is the best teacher. So there are a lot of resources available online. One of the resources which I use is Guy Kawasaki 10 slides. So I was very fortunate to meet Guy Kawasaki. He is an Apple evangelist. He worked with Steve Jobs.
Okay.
And you can just Google Guy Kawasaki 10 slides and his 10 slides will pop up. And you can just fill your ideas in those 10 slides and you can your business plan will be ready.
Okay.
Apart from that, you can also see Airbnb, which is a very popular startup. You can see their pitch deck online. So many of these successful startups now what they do is they share their pitch deck online so that people can go and refer. People can create their own pitch decks referring that.
Okay. So guys, you can use this guy's Kawasaki 10 slides and you can fit your business plan or business model there. And you can come to RIIDL and you can show to Gaurang and his team that what is essentially your idea and what are you trying to think. And if they find that your slide is interesting, they can see any meaningful proposition in it, then that 3-bucket formula which is suggested or which is the standard operating procedure at RIIDL, that will be implemented on you and maybe your idea could be taken to the next level.
So we follow a lot of processes, like we follow the sprint program, we follow design thinking, we follow this 3-bucket method. So we follow a multiple of these methods and we help entrepreneurs understand if their idea is scalable or not. And we do that in a very streamlined process. Also, apart from this, what we do is if whenever you think about an idea, you can come down to RIIDL, meet our team, understand if the idea is viable or not, and quickly you can resolve your doubts.
And one more thing, RIIDL accepts entry throughout the year.
Yeah, throughout the year, and we also have a seed grant of 30 lakh rupees. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you have the prototype ready, if you have customers ready, you can come and apply for the seed grant, and we would be happy to introduce you to the committee.
Now, Gaurang, let us talk about Maker Mela. It's one of the flagship program in this campus. Maker Mela is annually attracts more than 50,000 visitors nationally as well as internationally.
Yeah.
So tell us, the 5th edition of Maker Mela is scheduled in January 2020.
Yeah.
So could you elaborate what is the new thing which Maker Mela this time it is going to do in the coming edition, 5th edition?
So last year we had the keynote speech by a humanoid robot. So I think this year should be more interesting.
Okay.
So that is undercover right now. But then Maker Mela is definitely going to be exciting because every year it is going a notch up. And we have innovators from across the globe who are now participating in this and making it a richer community. So we are now the largest technical or the makers gathering in Asia, and we are very proud to tell that is there in Somaiya. So all those students from Somaiya, you can get access to this huge network of innovators and you can come and you can meet them. A lot of seed funding opportunities also there in Maker Mela. So last year one of our winners from the Maker Arena, so he won a 50,000 rupees cash prize, plus he also applied for the seed grant of 30 lakh rupees and he got the seed grant 30 lakh. So makers can get an opportunity to expand their business, expand their thoughts, ideas, and meet a lot of people who are like-minded. So that is a very huge gap, right? Whenever you have an idea, you don't meet like-minded people. So this is a platform which helps you meet like-minded people and help you accelerate.
So it's a platform to showcase your innovation and a platform where you can show your creativity and other stuff like that. Gaurang, many people have a kind of a mindset that innovation, creativity, these are all the domains of engineers.
Okay.
And people from social science background, humanities background, people who are from commerce particularly and arts side, they shy away in being part of this, though they have some interesting ideas. So could you tell us that non-engineering background students, how can they benefit from RIIDL?
So I think you don't need an engineer to be an entrepreneur. It's not compulsory. So you just need to be street smart. You just need to open your eyes and look for opportunities. and then anything can fall in your plate, and then you can partner with people and accelerate. So I remember this like talk from Jack Ma, who was the founder of Alibaba. So he mentioned that you need to like have those five people around you who are more like proficient and who excel more than you. Only then you can elevate yourself. If your team does not have people who are subject matter experts, or if your team does not have people who are excelling more than you in a particular domain, you will never grow. Like for example, in my team I have Bhavna from biotech, Raj from IT, there is one guy from hardware electronics, Amit, and then there are people from different backgrounds.
Okay.
So I have subject matter experts if I want to reach out to them.
So I think that diversity,
Yeah, the
in
diversity
the
is
team
very
is
important.
necessary
Yeah.
so that you
It's-
can build on
yeah.
other people's
And
idea.
it's very important. So you are the sum of five people around you.
You become average
So,
of
yeah,
five
you
people
become
of
average
what
of
you are.
what you are. Yeah. So that is
So-
something which I believe
so-
personally.
So we're looking for the Maker Mela 2020 edition. Thank
Sure.
you, Gaurang, for this wonderful
Thank you.
interaction. I think
Thank
the
you.
insights provided would help our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you.